Woo! Big good evening and welcome. This is how a haircut starts. Through the mirror. When you're talking to somebody, you're communicating through the mirror, and that's how a haircut starts. Literally, I thought I wanted to start with how it starts when you are doing somebody's hair. Big good evening, welcome to Scott Valley Hairdressing. This is the place to be tonight. We said we'd be on at 7:30. Obviously, we're doing clients in the daytime. It's a working environment and a working business. So tonight we're going to share with you how it works. We'll be talking about how it works through hand positioning, body positioning, bringing the haircut together. It is like a canvas. Looking at a painting, and when you create something magic that comes together at the end, you'll see how it works in harmony with Muck Hair Care products this evening. Big good evening to our international friends, national friends if you're watching, Muck, everybody in Australia, Mark, Clive, Scott, and certainly all of the Muck team. Great product, you'll see how it all works this evening. Also, a big good evening to everybody in Muck UK. Again, it's a real pleasure to be your UK Artistic Director, as always. Also, we're lucky tonight because my younger brother's busy filming. Here he is, look, he's on there. Nice to see on there, big mate tonight. Lynn Marie Atkinson, Katie, Grace, of course, and also Cara. I'll get the names right. Monkey. Big good evening to Monkey as well. I hope you're okay on your sound of Samsung or the iPhone, whatever you're watching on this evening. Jeremy Saxon and also the Saxon family, I know you'll be watching tonight. Miss Marple, also Sam Blackwell, I know you'll be on there also this evening. And big good evening to everybody that is generally tuning in. Nick McCaffrey, Sean McCaffrey, and Dan, I know that you'll be watching also. So, what's it all about? We initially started this with 3 haircuts, and now we've taken it to 50. You'll actually meet model number 50 in a minute. I'm very proud to be filming also tonight on 4K, which is the beautiful thing about doing this. You see all the detail, how it all comes together, and you'll actually see how the haircut works in harmony with the product. Let's go over now and meet model number 50. Woo! So, it gives me great pleasure this evening. First time I've cut this lady's hair. Great friend, known her for a long time. A local singer, great performer. A lot of you will know her this evening. I know that a lot of her friends will be watching this evening. It gives me great pleasure to introduce local celebrity, Rebecca Housen.
Hello.
Give a little wave. Say hello
Hi
to Scott.
guys. Live in tonight.
Say hello to Scott.
Excited for my haircut, and hopefully Dad's at home babysitting.
Is he?
Hopefully.
It's so for him.
Yeah.
Let's just be down here tonight. So, without further ado, we're going to go through what we're doing. We're going to be going through what we're doing with Rebecca's hair this evening. I always said this was initially set up as a learning DVD style feature program. The beautiful thing is Muck exclusively sponsor it, so you get to see how the products work with this as a learning DVD. A lot of people go away and they say, oh, you know, I want my hair cut like that, I want my hair cut like this. I'll salute any hairdresser in the world. It's a difficult job to do, but it's also a very entertaining job, and you'll see also how it works in harmony with what we do tonight. So let's talk about Rebecca's hair, what we're going to be doing this evening. We'll be taking off, first of all, that's my hands down here, that's it, lower. That's it. We're going to be taking off quite a lot off the back. You're going to see a big change tonight, so we'll be taking off initially sort of 4 inches out the back through to the back. The idea is with a singer, performer that Rebecca is, we need to keep as much length as we can still on this. Then the interesting part, we're going to be going from the cheekbone down to the length, so you'll actually see a real C-shaped curvature in this, which will work really nice. Then we're going to be working with a uniform layer in the back to the top, 45 degree on the back to begin, which will be a travelling guide, moving all the way around to the corner of the chair, which will allow a lot of movement in the sides and a lot of movement into the back, and also releasing weight through the top, so we get a lot of body in there. As we come through the 45 degree angle layer, we'll go through then to a 90 degree uniform layer through the top, which will be divided with a uniform layer still through the top part, going through to a rounder layer. Now, we'll be using a map of the hair to produce this, and a highway of the hair, which we'll be using bones in the skull. Tonight we'll be using the recession bone starting point. Then we'll be using the parietal ridge, which segregates the top part of the uniform layer to the rounded part of the layer on the bottom. We'll then be using the apex bone on the top, which will be then dividing the front from the back. We'll also be using the upper occipital bone, the occipital bone, which of course if we were doing a graduated bob, geometrical bob, that's the shortest bone that we'd go to, and we won't go any shorter with any layering if we were doing that. We'll then be using the lower occipital bone. We'll then be using also the mastoid process, which also denotes as the corner of the chair. So as I said earlier on, when it's a travelling guide coming round to the corner of the chair, you'll be going to the mastoid process. The final bone we'll be working with is the nape, which is in the bottom of the skull. I'm sure you remember that from the days when you were NWHC. So that's the highway of the hair, and the nice thing is, with working with the head on that highway of the hair, we're able to control the hair, stay disciplined, and keep everything nice and clean. Which again, yeah, that's it on here. So the idea is that you're able to keep it disciplined, because again, without a good discipline you will not get a good haircut. I was always taught many years ago by my mentors, if they're watching tonight, thank you so much for what you've done to get me where I am, to our pudders, which of course Chloe, our apprentice, very proud. She passed her apprenticeship 5 months ahead of everybody else, the first one in the class at NWHC. The reason I say that is because this week is apprenticeship week, and we're very proud of Scott Melly Hairdressing that Chloe's done that. So feel free to comment tonight and pass that on to Chloe, because she'll see it at a later date. So, products we're using tonight, we'll be working with Fat Muck Blowout Mousse, which of course is conditioning, and that will help to break the hair down to work with. We'll probably be using also possibly some volumising Fat Muck spray, which again will give us more lift, even though Rebecca's hair's got lots of it. We'll definitely be using 21 Miracle Lotion, which will give us shine, body and everything that we need. And more than likely we'll be coming into it at the end with a bit of Hot Muck Serum, which will give us a real nice broken textured look to finish off with. We'll also probably be using in our wardrobe this evening hair lacquer. It's always nice to have a few options, and then we'll be using a really great product. Tonight we'll be using the wide plate style stick tonight to really bring out that graduation onto the face that we cut in with a razor blade. So tools tonight, we'll be using a pair of scissors obviously. We'll also be using a razor blade to reduce one or two things. Number one, we'll put a strong shape onto the face. Number two, we'll be reducing weight when the hair's dry to make it more leaner, so it stops it from being quite big. A lot of people are scared of the razor. They say, oh, I'm really scared and I'm going to go out and teach with it. But the thing is, it's like anything, practice makes perfect. Like Rebecca singing, you know, you need to just pick a mic up and start singing fantastic. Well, you probably did, but at the end of the day, more practice at learning. I should say, learning words in a song, you get better. Working with tools, it makes you better, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So let's use the first product in our journey tonight. We're using Fat Muck Blowout Mousse. So it starts off with, as Nick McCaffrey knows if he's watching, the amount of size of a golf ball. Very kind. So you can see it's quite a thick consistency, and it just literally, as you apply it to the hair, it is more like a nice creamy mousse. Now, if you were to put this into a glass and let it disperse, it would literally go into conditioner. So we are really combing conditioner through the hair. A lot of hairdressers, they tend to just put it on with two hands, which is a lot of product wastage, and you get a lot more products around the top of the head. By doing this with a comb, it goes right into the roots, and also there's no product wastage hardly at all. And of course, something that singers love, a little bit of theatre. So there's a bit of theatre with a comb, which hairdressers are exactly the same. So, first section, we're going from the apex to the mastoid process. The nice thing is with the Muck products, it will give us a nice clean section, so you can really see the cleanliness. The cleaner the section, the cleaner the haircut. So we're going to subdivide this off now. Wait till you see this later. You really enjoy this. You can see how it all comes together. It's different. So now we replicate that into side two. It is, it's like putting all the pieces of a jigsaw together. It's absolutely brilliant, and when you see it on video, it's great. It really is. Who's on there tonight, Dad? Let's have first some hellos. Come on, give us some.
A whole lot of people tonight.
A whole lot of people, so there's a whole lot of shaking going on.
Sedgwick.
Tracy, good evening. Nice to see you on there tonight.
Steve Blurton.
Steve Blurton, all the way from Australia. How are you? Good to see you tonight, Steve. Hope Sally's alright. G'day, yeah, g'day, mate.
Amanda Thompson and me, Hayley.
Hello, Amanda Thompson. If any of your friends come on here, just say hello. Hello, Amanda Thompson. Nice to see you on there tonight. Nice is on, Dad.
One or two of our international viewers.
Hello, international viewers. Woo! Good to see you on there tonight.
Chris Allen.
Good evening, Chris Allen. Hope you're okay, mate, pal, buddy. Hope you're okay there. That's what he calls when he comes in.
Leanne Griffiths.
Leanne, nice to see you tonight. Any of your friends just say hello.
Okay.
I've
got no friends.
Mark Bishop.
Mark Bishop, nice to see you tonight. Hope you're okay. Nice of you to join us this evening. That's what I say, they're coming from everywhere tonight. Which is great. We've got a local celebrity, and that's what I say in that respect. So, the nice thing is, you see now we're replicating what we're doing, we're keeping all the sections clean. Now, the idea is to grip everything out the way. with long hair, you've got to be really disciplined with this because again, it's really important to be able to just maintain cleanliness before you start cutting. So everything just holds in nicely. Just keep it all gripped up so it's all just absolutely perfect and out of the way. Okay, so you can see we've got the sectioning. So I'm now going to sit down because again, it's all about your well-being as a hairdresser. You have to think about that. Glad you got your laces nicely done up tonight, I see. Right, so break it into 3 parts. The reason I'm sitting down to do this is because I'm more at eye level with what I'm cutting. If you're standing up, it's difficult because you will not be able to see. Thank you. I'm out of my scissors. Thank you, that's fine, that's okay. Right, so we're going to use the tighter part of the comb. Drawing a square line first. This is what I want to do. To keep it really, really nice and so you can see how much I want to take out straight away, just there. Okay, so literally just strike it in nice. You can see there's a lot of hair coming off. Just get a nice clean line. Again, keep your scissors clean, it's really important. Now, you'll see with this, as I said probably last week, if you didn't see it, if you cut the hair slightly at an angle, only slightly, it blow dries straight. If you cut it in a square line, it will flick up at the edges. So the idea is you just keep it slightly angled on the edges, and that will give you a perfect square line. Okay, so now, literally bringing in the second side. You can see as I do this, I'm not reaching anywhere. I've not got my fingers I'm using. If you don't use a comb, I recommend that you do try it. But you've got to keep the tension on when you're doing it. Mel Storer, nice to see you on there tonight. Be okay, Mel. You need to book in with me so I can get you into your salon at some point because I know you're asking about it last week.
Right.
Nice to see you there tonight, Ken. Good to see you on there.
Nathan Atkinson.
Nathan Atkinson. Woo! What jobs have you done tonight, Nathan, for your mother? Hope you've done a bit of hoovering. It's really important. I like to know that you're doing some jobs there. So now you can see the line in there in its pristine manner. Right, now we're going to move on to the next part, which we're going into the upper occipital bone, which again is half and half of where we're going.
Kaz Garambo Jenkins.
Nice to see you, Kaz. Hope you're okay. Have to listen carefully for the names, otherwise I'll be borrowing my dad's hearing aid. Oh, this is it. This is how it is.
I'll drop out as many as I can.
Yeah, it's good. Just call.
There's a lot on tonight.
Call them out. It's nice. We need to know when Rebecca's friends come on as well. She must have lots of friends. Literally, I'm a friend. But you've got lots of friends. Hello, friend. Girlfriend. Hopefully you still call me a friend after this tonight. That's it.
Emily Evans.
Emily Evans. Good evening, Emily. Nice to have you with us also this evening. Hope you're okay. Hopefully Lynn Marie Atkinson has got stereo sound. It's not monkey magic on there tonight. So make sure we've got
on beginning, Scott. Right up top.
What's that, Dad?
They were on at the beginning.
Excellent. So monkey magic.
Sarah Jane on.
Sarah Jane. SJ. Yeah. It's good to see you. Ooh, nice to see you. Thank you so much for getting me in on the Ashby 20. Really looking forward to it. And Glenda also will be running with you. Really looking forward to that. Chloe, I've already mentioned tonight, but listen, I'm so proud of you, and yeah, you are an absolute inspiration to young apprentices for the future. It's great to see you coming on there, and you'll see your boss still working tonight. Good luck with the speech on Thursday when you deliver it at NWHC. It's an absolute great honour as a boss to be able to see you doing that. So well done. I'm really proud of you. So, friend, he's now a stylist. Studying level 3 advanced, so it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? That's what I'll say with apprentice. It is amazing with apprenticeship week as well. It's absolutely great because they'll be inspired by Chloe, so it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, you can now see shape coming through. Got a nice straight cut in there. These are 8-inch scissors as well, so the nice thing is with a large blade, you can get a really nice line. I do use 9-inch scissors as well sometimes when I'm on stage, just because it's theatre.
Yes.
As I said, singers like theatre. But a lot of theatres, that's what it's all about. It's all good fun. So now we're going into the back section, and then we'll start to bring the sides through because we want to put a slight angle in there. So the idea is we'll get even more of an arch onto the sides, so it's a geometrical shape. Okay, so we'll go from the middle, again, taking it squared, just so everything just works nicely. Again, just take your time when you're doing this. You know, you're putting it on maximum tension. I mean, you see everything that I see. There's absolutely no hiding here at all while I'm cutting this. It's all literally, it is on show, everything. under this brand new lighting as well. You can see it all, so there's nothing to hide. So it's just working cleanly and really precisely, because remember, this part's really important. You've got to get the precision into the cut as you're stamping that line into the haircut. So again, a nice blunt line, it works really, really well, and that's what you really have to, so you can really see that bit of freehand cutting there. I do like freehand, I'm a big lover of it, but that only comes with experience, because it's easy to lose your concentration and take too much off if you're not experienced with it, so take your time. So now we move to the sides. To help us with the back, we're going to be going from the apex through to the recession area, but crossing over the parietal ridge. You'll be saying these in your sleep tonight.
Michelle Stanton.
Michelle Stanton, nice to see you with us tonight. I think you're in from South Africa, if I remember rightly. Nice to have you with us this evening.
Kate Phillips.
Kate Phillips, hello Kate, nice to see you. Nice to see Zed on Saturday night. Hope you and the children are well. It's good to see you on there tonight, Kate. Some old friends, it's great.
Sadie Allcoat.
Sadie, nice to see you with us tonight. Hope you're okay. Your boyfriend's alright. It's all going alright. Do you remember who's there? The name. So now just put a slight curve in a little bit more, just so we can just see a little bit more in there. So you can really see that curve coming in.
Paul Garrett.
Paul Garrett, hello Paul Garrett. Good to see you with us tonight, Paul. Go smooth this way, that's it. These chairs do move. This colour's different already. It looks like colour's starting to come alive. So as we put the blue in, it's really good.
Troy Jenkinson.
Is that one of your friends? No?
No.
Good evening, Troy. Nice to see you with us tonight. Great name as well, Troy. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so there's the first part you can see on side one. Now we're going to come through to side
Stuart
two.
Pratt.
Stuart, nice to see you with us. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you with us tonight. First time on. I know I've never seen your name come up before, so good to see you with us there.
Tazim
Taz.
Recent.
Taz.
Tamsin
Oh, Tamsin, yeah,
Tamsin.
Tamsin, yeah. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, say hello to Tamsin. You know Tamsin.
Hello, Tams. You okay? No baby tonight. No baby tonight.
That's the one. Yeah, okay, Tamsin. Good to see you the other day, the other morning. Hope your daughter's calmed down a bit. She's probably going for it in the
Paddy
morning.
Richards.
Nice to see you. Is it Paddy? Paddy Richards. Paddy. Good evening, Paddy. Hope you're okay. Great name, that is, isn't it? It's got to be Irish. Everybody's on tonight. It's good. Fabulous.
No pressure.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I don't mind it at all. It's really good. Okay, so just make sure that I've got enough out of this.
Carol Sainsbury.
Good evening, Carol. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you with us this evening. Just altering this angle just slightly. I'm not quite happy with it. So,
Lee Herbert.
Lee Herbert. Good to see you. The creator of our beautiful colour bar up the top there. Put it on, Dad. There he is, look. The guy that built it. Up there, that's it. That's it. He built that colour bar up there. Lee Herbert. Real dedicated man there when it comes to working with wood. Really good. Really is. Good to see you on there, Lee. Hope you're alright. Okay, so the first piece is done. Now just make sure it's length on there. Nice. Just make sure I can put a lot off already. If it's not short enough, I can take more off, don't I?
Well, I suppose you do when you're going through your cut, don't you? And if it comes
It's
off.
fine, I've took off 4 inches. Alright. So believe it or not, that's...
Can I have sold that?
Yeah, you could have done, yeah, because you're a celebrity.
Give it away to charity.
I could have done that easy for you.
Matthew Sidwell.
Matthew Sidwell, good to see you. I hope you're okay and I hope you are remaining positive because I need to know that you're alright. That's good. Okay, we're going to move on to the sides now.
Matthew Sidwell, is that the
DJ.
DJ?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to say hello
You
to
know
him?
Matthew
Want to
Sidwell?
say hello to Mez?
Hey mate, Matthew Sidwell, hope you're still doing good, still DJing.
There you go, you see. It's
Rob
all
Smith.
good. Who's on, Dad?
Rob Smith.
Rob Smith, oh yeah. Woo! Rob Smith, I need to ask you a quick question, Rob. I need to know when the tickets are going to be printed for the gala night. A lot of people are asking when the tickets are available, so I know you're busy, but you and Christoph have done a great job at designing the tickets. We just need them now. So we're nearly sold out. We've only got eight tickets left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good, isn't it? The James Bond gala night. So yeah, it's different, very different. I can't say on film what we're doing because it's a big surprise, but remind me later and I'll tell you. What we're
Okay.
doing. It's different, very different. It really is. Maybe I should get you involved in something in the future. I can see.
Yeah.
Really good. I never thought of that, but it'd be good for the future. Really good. I like to always think of something. Hope Christoph's alright, Rob as well, so woo! Right, so coming through to the sides. Now we're going to do a C-shaped curvature on here. So when I say that, we're going to cut it in a C shape, which allows us to go short from the cheekbone to long with the length, so you get a real nice turn. This is one of the longest ones we've done on film, so I'm quite excited about this. So you have to think about where the hair dries to that point, so it's got to be just slightly longer to allow it to shrink to that point. We're looking at also zero elevation. We're not going in at elevation, we're going to go zero because it's going to be a real solid line. Rebecca's hair performs better with more of a solid cut, so we're going to be going with, like I say, the zero elevation will just work better. Slightly angling the razor towards me, that should cut better. Okay, we go straight in. Let's make sure Dad can get the film right. This is filming. So now we're just coming straight. You shouldn't even feel this. It should feel like it's just gliding. Let's just put a nice razor blade in there, so it should feel quite nice. Okay, so now as I say, as I start to drag the finger while I'm doing this, so I'm actually putting the blade towards my finger. So as I'm dragging the hair, that's now maintaining the length. So you can really start to see that turn in there as I'm doing this. So it's one of the beautiful things about using different tooling. I always like using a razor because you can sort of get a really nice shape, and especially with what we're trying to do here. You'll see the blade work in harmony later when we do the dry relationship with the haircut later, and you'll see the removal of the weight, so it just comes in quite nicely. This part is really exciting because you can really see a nice shape that's coming through, and you've not used a pair of scissors to do it either. So that's the exciting thing about this, because it's an alternative way of cutting hair, and a lot of people are fearful of a razor blade that are doing it. But again, it's like I said earlier on, practice makes perfect, so you just have to just literally just keep practicing, and that's what the mannequin dolls are for, of course, as you would remember. You know, sort of just keep practicing like that cut. You can do it on dry hair. Right, there you can now see the nice shape coming through just there. When it dries, it will just sit perfect. Okay, quick glimpse for you there. There you go. Let's come back around this side now. We go. All of a sudden, everybody's on the right side. That's it. I'm just coming on this way. That's it. Right, again, zero elevation now. Looking for a slight clue what we've cut on this side. Just going to go in there now. And literally, again, we're cutting towards my finger, dragging it as we're doing it, because of course if you drag the finger, it maintains the length and keeps it safe. You don't want to be in a position where you take too much off. People can do that, get really carried away, so again, it's all by feel. The more you do, the easier it gets. So I learned this in sort of 1992 down in London when I was working for Tony and Guy many years ago. So, big on the razor. They were using glass as well then, they got bits of glass.
Really?
And they were slicing through the air with it, yeah, it's really good. Something very different. Okay, so you can now see that maintains the length, keeps it, just puts the shape through. We can add to this later as well, so we can go back into it with a pair of scissors and just take off bits we need to make sure it looks good for performance. So now we just bring the back part, only need a tiny piece because you get a disconnection in the bottom. Don't really want a disconnection, we just need it just to be looking as if it's all flowing nicely. So just put that in and that just takes that corner out, and there it is. Okay, so you can really see that cut in there. And there we go, it's all there, okay. Real trust there from you as well, because of course you can't see what I was cutting, you'll enjoy watching that. So now we go back again to the apex to master the process. Now, rather than using this on a jagged edge when I do the cut, we're going to use solid lines, as we said. Oh, okay, here we go. A different layer now to what you've ever been used to before. You're used to seeing this pulled up straight in the air. This is going to be very different.
Yeah.
So it's called weight removal and distribution of weight. Good words there for you, distribution of weight, because that's what we're doing, taking weight off to make it work. Alright, Dad, comfortable on the stairs there? Don't get too comfortable, alright? You'll be moving again in a minute. Right, so now we go straight into the occipital bone. So we're moving up slightly on this now, and we do layering, it's just a little bit different because you need a little bit more hair. So keeping everything clean, even on these sections you see all my lines perfect. Again, it's all about discipline and it's respecting my mentors as well. You have to always think everything has to be clean when you're doing it. I can't stress that enough. So now we're going to be working from the clock system. We're working 6, to 8 o'clock, and we'll be moving around the head. Now when you take this section, you'll be looking for one or two things. Number one, you're looking for no drag, so we're going to keep it the same height as the head. Number two, that's the length just there, so you don't need to be going any shorter. Number three, we're going to the second knuckle discipline. So as we cut, take it to the second knuckle and let it drop. People will be saying, oh my God, I can't believe you're just doing that. The idea is the length is still the same. Like, we're moving around to 7 o'clock, bringing it round towards me, and just taking it off and not going any further past that second knuckle. This is layering now, and this also is what's classed as an invisible layer. Later on, when we come back to cut a little bit more, what we'll do then is we'll blend it out with a razor blade and do a little bit more work that we need to do, because we've got to take a lot more weight out. This is just part of it. So now we're at the master process at 7 o'clock, corner of the chair. Now we're going to go back round to the other side. I'm going to move over, it's not parallel. There we go. Now the hand moves over. We're moving in now at 5 o'clock. So obviously the clock's playing a massive role in this. So we use that as discipline to cut with. Just coming round, making sure everything's still there. And not to take the corners off too much, because we want to keep the length. And you can sort of see as I'm just coming around there. Again, it's the same height as the head. Everything's all disciplined and in harmony. And all you do then is just literally bring everything back, literally holding up the comb, making sure that everything's level. And there it is. Okay, so we've now got the first layer that's just dropped in. It's nice and level as well, which is perfect. I wouldn't expect any other way, otherwise that wouldn't be good for hairdressing. So now we're going into the upper occipital bone. Again, see how this works in harmony with the highway of the hair. We're going with the upper occipital bone to the mastoid process. So everything I spoke about earlier is now working in harmony with what we're doing with the cut. The lady's sitting there taking it in. Yeah, give me some names, please.
Sarah Dilks.
Sarah, nice to see you there.
Adam Mason.
Adam Mason, all the way from Stapleton. Good to see Adam Mason on there tonight.
Deborah Woods.
Deborah Woods, nice to see you tonight. Debbie, hope you're okay. Top
Lee
end.
Glasgow.
Lee Glasgow. Woo, what a legend. Good to see you on there tonight. Nice to see you Saturday night, Lee. But you know Lee, don't you?
David
We do.
Beckwith.
Say hello to him. Say hello to Lee.
Lee, why are you not at the gym? Get to the gym.
He's probably at the gym. He's probably been lying on the floor filming. David Beckwith. Nice to see you, big man. Hope you're okay. It was there on Saturday night.
Sue Golds.
Sue Golds, nice to see you, Sue. Hope you're okay. Nice to have you with us tonight on here. Thank you for joining us. It's all good. Who else have we got down? Anybody else?
Not the men.
Oh, the men.
They've all gone up.
The trouble is, to scroll up and he can't see them because he starts to panic. He says, oh no, I can't see the people. That's it. So it's all good.
Before shouting them all, not
Oh no, it's good.
doing your job.
Don't worry, it's good. It's fine.
I know it's nice to call people out, but
They
when
love
you-
it.
when you're giving instructions.
Giving instructions. It's like I'm bossing people. You say that. Okay, still moving round. You can see we're moving around the head as we're doing this. All the way around. He's shuffling round. He's doing the Hill shuffle for me tonight. It's good. It's what we like to see. Okay. So now we can see the length still there. The layers are coming in nice now. Okay, so now let's move around the other side. That's it. Okay, so now it's coming back around again. As you can see where we're going to take it off to. Second knuckle discipline again, really important. This is taking a lot of weight out now, we're really going into it now. Taking quite a lot out. Again, the discipline here is keeping it all nice and clean, making sure you don't take too much off the corner, and also making sure that it's all clean on the edges as we're cutting it. So you can really see that shape coming in, just make sure everything's level. Just go underneath, there it is. I'll just check the other side, just go underneath, make sure everything's clean there we go, nothing's already coming off, just the way I like it. Okay, now as we start to shake it out, you can really start to see that shape starting to appear with the length maintained as well, because that's still there, which is most important. We'll get an invisible layer that starts to appear. Okay, so now we're going to go through to the next part, which is the apex. So we're now apex. Mark, great to see you, brother. Good day. Hope you're okay. There you go. Great brand endorsement there. Really nice. Say hello to my beautiful model tonight. We're back in the Look.
Hello.
Mark.
How excited to be using these products. Really excited.
There you go. It's all good stuff. So, great to see you, my friend. Hopefully one day I'll come over there and I'll see you. But it's great to be using this. You'll be using the 20-in-1 tonight and stick. So we'll really be able to showcase how this works tonight. So I hope everybody's okay in Australia.
Good day.
It's a good day. It's probably the start of the morning actually, just thinking about it. It's the start of their day. So now we're working from the apex to the mastoid process, and we now start to bring the shape out again. So again, we're working with this layer, weight removal, and again the important part now is not to get too carried away but leave it level so you can really see that. The thumb's leading on the cut, and we're going to a second knuckle as we're cutting. Now we're moving around 7 PM, which again is really, really important, just to make sure that everybody can see what's going on. That's what it's all about. And again, if I can stress this enough, when you take the sections, keep them really clean and tidy, because you can lose yourself quite easily when you're doing it. All you're really wanting to do is just keep those sections working and thinking about the clock. A lot of people tend to lose it when I'm doing this. They say, I'm not sure I am, but just remember, you're bringing it to your body. Your body's standing at the time. So if you're standing at 7 o'clock, you bring the hair to that position, and that way you know then that you cannot go wrong. So if you pull it back, then you'll just not gain anything, and you'll just really just put a lot of weight in the corners. So obviously we want a lot of shape in here, and that's the only way you can do it. The colour blending, we'll do all that later, because again, we've got the dry relationship with the haircut to put into this later. Right, we're now at 5 o'clock, so everything stays nice and level. Again, nice clean sections. You can pretty much see, I should imagine at home, on the 4K you'll get to see every section as I'm taking it, what I'm joining it to. It's a bit like Dr. Dart. I used to love doing that as a child, it was great. So you can see now, there's the length, and there's the weight removal just there. So it just keeps it nice and clean. Again, on large scissors, it makes it really, really tidy, and you can really do it nicely. There you go, it's shuffling around nicely. As I come to the corner, just take that off. So now we start to bring the sides in a minute, because we've obviously got to keep the shape coming all the way through it with the corner maintained. So that's why we go to the mastoid process, which is on the corner. Okay, now at this point we'll just make sure everything's level. So we don't need to go high, so we're not doing any high layers. We're just cutting it to where we are now in this angle. And now we just cut this way as well to make sure everything's right, because remember, you're coming out at an angle as you're doing it. There's a little bit there on the corner. So the hand becomes almost like a chopping board as you're doing this part, and it just works really, really nice. As you can see, the length's maintained just there. You can really see the layers there. We'll blend all that through later with the colour, and that will just really make a big difference. Okay, so now at this point we're going to bring in our second product, Fat Muck Volumising Spray. That's it, we're just going to put this in there. The beautiful thing about this product is it actually contains bubbles into the hair. You can see it, because you spray it on, you probably get it on 4K, you'll see those bubbles in there. It's actually really quite cool. That just puts it in. So it contains panthenol, gives it a shine, gives it a bit more body, so it's all good. Just to keep the hair just nicely damped down while you're working with it. Otherwise, if it dries out too much, you can really see that now disappears, that graduation that we're putting in, so it becomes an invisible layer. It's all nice, it's all good. Like I say, when you see it later, you'll find it really interesting. But it's taking you back now to college when you're
Yeah.
That's it. But it wasn't as in-depth as this.
No.
That's it. Proper in-depth, we'll get going. Right, so now we're on this side again. So every section here we're going to work towards the front, and we're going to bring it back to the mastoid process, so everything in harmony comes there to the corner of the chair. So that maintains length in both areas. You keep the length at the front, length at the back, and remove the weight from the sides. Because again, we want to remove a little bit of weight out of this now. So start that process. You can now see there's a little bit there that needs to come out. Just bring this through. You're one of those Japanese people that goes around filming, you know, when they move the camera all the time. Used to go around stately homes all the time. It's good. Do you want me seasick? How you doing? Well, it's good. Just don't trip over your laces, alright? Okay, so now that maintains length in both areas, and we keep the corners, which is most important. Let's just go around to the other side, and then I need to replicate that. And again, later on the photos, you'll see Rebecca's hair. We've already done the before photos. You'll see the later ones, the after ones, when we do this later on this evening, which again is really good. Again, we're looking forward to bringing this colour alive. We've used the blue shampoo, the Muck Blue shampoo. We've put that in tonight. So it's the Muck Blonde shampoo, which again, I'll just put this on the film because it's really important to showcase it, because we're really looking forward to really bringing the colour alive tonight. Yeah. This is what we've used, the blonde muck. Now watch this carefully. Look at that colour just there. That's quite cool, that is. So that blue sets off all the tones and everything that's in the hair and brings out the colour more, makes the blondes blonde, and then the colour on the conditioner, you can see there's a nice little sort of colour there. It's always interesting. I love these colours, they're so nice to use, and when you show it to guests, it's absolutely brilliant. So that's what we've used earlier. Get a real chance to see some changes. This next track I love to put out is on stage when it gets going. It's really hairdresser track, this is on stage. It's really cool. Right, so now we're on. Well, there's a bit of self-indulgence on that bit. He's got rock star vibes, really. That's it. Right, so layers through the top. So we're now going to go the upper occipital bone or occipital bone to apex. Okay. So again, the important part of this is you need to be thinking about how it's aligned in harmony with the head. So let's just lift it up. What we're looking for is the arm's going to do all the work, so it's the mechanics tonight. So what you wouldn't do is you wouldn't make it drag, you'd want to be bringing it up so basically everything's all in level with the head. So when I say that, you've got the first part has got to be in line with the head as it rotates here, moves. Bottom part's got to be where the head sort of ends with a layer. So you're actually cutting in a rounded shape. Now the secret is my arm. You see my arm pushing it up? So that's a degree of layer graduation. So what will happen is it will start to hurt here on this muscle. If it starts to hurt there, you know you're doing it right. If it doesn't, then you're doing it wrong. A lot of people, when I'm teaching, this is what they do. They lift the layer up and they just let it drop. So keep the tension on tight. You can see that's the end point, that's the start point, and it's on a second knuckle. Take it off. You're moving around as you're doing it because obviously you want to be facing the guest and maintaining conversation as you're talking to them, because it's amazing what you can learn while you're talking. What you don't want to be doing is facing your back to them, because again it's difficult to talk to somebody when they've got the back to you, unless of course they've got eyes in the back of the head. So nobody's really got that these days. So now we switch over to the other side. That's it. Just make sure my little frame moves round. Right, take the section again because you're working in sections of like a cake. Now this part I'm still facing towards the front as I'm doing it. You're lifting it up again. Now the secret is you're pushing up with the arm, and again as you're pushing up with the arm it's really hurting again on this muscle. That's called the mechanics of the cut. You know that the arm is becoming the mechanical part of the haircut, and it's actually doing all the work for you. It's pushing the hair right into the position where you need it. Again, if you've never done this before with this kind of section and this kind of discipline with the arms, you ought to try it. It will hurt you to begin with, but again the beautiful thing is that my back is straight and I'm making all the hair work for me. So later in life I won't have a bad back and I won't certainly have bad arms. So that's what you have to think of. It's all about your well-being as a hairdresser. Okay, so we're all nice and combed through there. Now I'm going to go through the layers on the top. So we're looking at the parietal ridge, which is just there. Everything above the parietal ridge is going to be a square uniform layer. Everything below the uniform layer and the parietal ridge is going to be a rounded layer. When you run out of hair, that's when you know that you are literally not going to be going any shorter. So take the parietal ridge. Here comes the square part. We've taken a clue from the back. We're now lifting it up. Now, if you look at my arm, you can see I'm forcing my arm up just slightly. Again, just to take it to the second knuckle, we're now going to go into a rounded layer, which again, the important part of a rounded layer is A, it's giving us a nice shape on the sides, B, it's giving us weight removal, and C, it's also just connecting the top to the back and the sides. So just take that off through there. Now we'll repeat the process all the way to the front. But you want to put hair on it. You really want to have a go at it though. Okay, so now replicating what we've done. Everything comes through, lifting it out. Under these lights the hair dries out pretty quick. I always cut from wet to dry because it's just really important. You can see the shape as you're building it up. So now we're lifting it up again, taking that off there. Beautiful thing with long blades is you can actually do it in one go with a blade, and you can get a nice straight line as you're doing it. A lot of people don't realise there's that much involved in hairdressing. There is a lot involved in it. There's a lot of science, a lot of technical. And in order to produce a nice cut, this is what you have to do. That's the most important thing. Okay, so now we're just lifting it up again. Last part, just take that off there. Do the last part of the rounded layer. There it is. Okay, so now we go through again on the side plane. This is checking off, or cross-checking as it's called. And I'll go back to the parietal ridge. Everything above the parietal ridge is the square layer, so you just lift it up in the air. How's it going? It's like it's filming you. It's alright. It's not a problem. So now everything below the parietal ridge is a rounded layer, so we're just going to go in there now. It sounds like rainbow, doesn't it? There's a square window, a rounded window. Okay, but you didn't know, you never used to watch that. You're too young, you won't know what it is.
Way too young.
Well, that's what I mean, you won't know what it is. Right, so now we're going to the corner. This is called a quadrant. So basically you look at quarters on the hair. So we're now just going to go into the back quarter of the hair. Oh, he's looking on the floor, isn't he? Tripping over your hair. That's it, I thought he was going to trip over his shoelace for a minute. Okay, so now we just pull this out to make sure everything's level. Okay, there we go. Tiniest bit on the edge. There it is. Okay, so now we've got the first part on the first side. We're now going to shoot round to the other side, and the colour's looking really, really light now. You can really see that colour's really coming alive now. Right, so again, the discipline here is the parietal ridge. Big mate will know all about this soon, and so will Emery Atkinson. They'll soon be able to cut out, they will, because they've watched every one, so it's all good. Right, so now lifting up, playing monkey magic tonight. You know what the joke is, because I told you earlier. That's it. In fact, Dad, just put on me quick. Put on me. Yeah. Lynn. Monkey. There you go. Told you I'd do it for you. That's it. So now we're going to the parietal ridge again, as we're lifting the layer up. Take it easy on yourself now, he's leaning against the rail wall. Bless him. Sorry?
I'll give you a few names.
Okay, let's have some more names.
Sharon Lemon.
Sharon, nice to see you tonight. Hope you're okay.
Nikki Gower.
Nikki Gower, one of our models, 113. Woo! Nice to see you, Nikki. Hope you're okay.
Chris Lord.
Chris Lord, all the way from New Zealand. Good to see Chris Lord. Hope you're okay. Say hi to Chris Lord.
Hi, Chris.
There you go. That's it. Good day, Chris. Good day.
Good day. Valerie Green.
Valerie. Nice to see you, Valerie. Hope you're okay there.
Nick Major.
Nick Major, Mike's next door neighbour. Here, say hello to him, Dad. He'll love it.
How you going, Nick? You alright?
Good to see you there. The dehydrated gardener. That's it. That's another story for you on that one. He'll be laughing to himself on that one. The dehydrated.
Joanne Stewart.
Joanne Stewart. Hello, Joanne. Hope you're okay. It's model number 40.
Amanda Jane.
Amanda Jane. Hello, Amanda. Hope you're okay.
Amanda Montague.
Amanda Montague. Nice to see you with us tonight, Amanda. Hope you're okay. All the Amandas tonight. It's nice. Then below the parietal ridge, we get a nice rounded effect. It's good. You've got a good audience tonight, I have to say. Very good. So last part now on the square layer again. The arm's going straight up for this part, and then we're on the last cut now, which is the rounded layer. So now we're going to go through the opposite way, which is subdividing. Again on the parietal ridge. So lift it up. I'm really excited to see this colour really pop tonight, so I can really see it. So square layer coming up on the top there. Now everything below the parietal ridge, you can really sort of see that as I pull it out. Slightly angled, just takes that off. Now we're going to the last part, which is the quadrant into the corner. When I say quadrant, imagine a cross and you put that on the top of the head. You literally have 4 corners. It just basically means a quarter, so it's a quadrant. It's a great word. Very hairdresser, technical word.
Very.
It's different. Maybe you could use that for a quarter of the stage when you go on it. I'm just going to go on the left quadrant, left front quadrant. Everybody in the audience will say, I learnt it from my friend who's a hairdresser. Okay, so we've now got the cut. Let's just damp you down again. Just going to put a little bit more Fatmuck Volumizing spray in there. So just literally just damp you down so everything's drying out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dry everything out with a dryer, of course. You can see the layers hide, everything hides away and it all blends into one, which is real nice thing about it. And then of course you can see that if you shake it off, you can also get a nice layered look in there. Obviously when we come back in at the end, we'll razor it through very gently, and you'll be able to then see how it all works in harmony with the cut. We've got something really magical going on now, which is what I love about hairdressing. So we're now going to bring in our next product. It's lovely, isn't it? It's one of my favourites. This is 21. I'll see you can read it now. 21 Miracle Lotion. Lynn Marie Atkinson's favourite product. So this basically contains conditioner. It gives you volume. It gives you shine. It will do 20 in one thing, basically. Just one lotion for 20 things, which is incredible, isn't it? That's one of the amazing things about this product. It'll give you so much shine, so believe it or not. So you'll be quite impressed with that. So what we'll do is we'll dry in a second, and then we'll go into using the Fat Muck style stick afterwards, wide plate, and then we'll go back into doing the finishing off with the dry relationship of the cut, and then we'll change the parting over to give it more body. We'll then do the final finish, and then we'll explain to you what we did and why. How does that sound?
Awesome.
So we'll now take this away. That's a little bit lighter.
Yes, lovely.
When you've got that epaulette on there with the weight on, it's great. But I mean, it works well. So the secret with this is blow drying the hair in the correct direction when you do it. So you've got to imagine Rebecca's hair is like this is a strand of hair. Right? Strand of hair. So it's like basically it's like snake skin. Rough one way, smooth the other. When you dry it, you need to be drying it downwards, which will make everything nice and smooth. If you dry it the opposite way, it sticks up and gives it a matty, dull effect. So you're going to see me do that effect now. So now everything goes down to begin with. A lot of people will say to me, I put my head upside down in the morning and dry it, and that's why it gives you that effect. So while you're getting volume, it's also damaging the hair. The same as shampoo. Shampoo opens your cuticles and gives it that cleanse look. Conditioner closes the cuticles and gives it the shine, which is what we're doing now. So we're also working well with that and giving it that effect. So we've got some length. It's pretty cool now. Starts to really lighten up. Like you see at the end. Also had the muck stick on it, it'll shine even more. That's it, here he is, look, it's going through the mirror. And looking forward. You should be singing next, not me, I can't sing. Man in the mirror, that's it. Nice angle, I like it. It's quite creative. So you can see everything's coming down. Now while I do this, you can actually see the layering. While I'm doing this, you can start to see it's looking quite interesting. Now if it wasn't cut right, you'd see at this point, you see steps in there, all the right. So we've got two things going on. We've got shine, we can see where the cut's going, which is really nice. Bit of pink on this side as well. Whoa. Nice way of just removing it. Because you can really put a hand on that. I tend to just grab the airflow with my hand. Now you have a little through that. It's quite exciting. Come round this side, my little friend, with the camera. That's it, stays right. And you can really sort of see it. Yeah, it's quite good, I love that. Because then you can really sort of see the work a bit more.
Yeah.
It's good. That's what it's all about. So when we do the pictures at the end, we might do a couple of different finishes on this, so I'm quite excited about it. So I do get excited. I like to see that. When I put hair, I just get excitement. It's good. Even after 31 years, still got that excitement, which is important. So now you can see I'm just using my fingers just to really sort of rake through the hair. You can really see the direction of blow dry. It's really important to do this. But again, you can really see that colour really starting to come through now. It's almost like it's been, good word for you now, rejuvenated.
Yeah.
It's the nice thing is, when you've conditioned hair, it makes it look fresh. When you blow dry it in the correct motion, it also makes it look fresh, as to just regular cuts, and also using the blue shampoo or the grey shampoo or a purple shampoo, it all brings it back. So we've put absolutely everything on this we can tonight to really sort of make it look really fresh. Okay. Let's get a brush. So put the nozzle attachment on, because I always love a nozzle attachment. Just gives it a bit more control when I'm blow drying. So let's just get a nice heat setting around brush. So again, we'll start in the quadrant in the corner here. Now the nice thing is about a aluminium core, the Americans call it aluminium core. Brush, it really just acts as almost like a pair of straighteners. So you just put the brush on, put the nozzle on with the dryer, you can really start to see it as it dries. You're going to see the shine coming through as well. It's really nice. Again, it just makes a big difference. So it's all just about control while you're doing this. The hair is got quite a lot of a mind of its own, so you've got to really sort of tell it what to do. There's a bit of kink in there, so I really want to sort of control it a bit. So again, it's all those blow drying classes that come into play on this. You've really got to tell it who's boss when you're doing a blow dry. Just hang on to it just to the end, let it cool, take it off, and it just smooths everything off. A lot of people tend to forget about hanging on to that brush. It's really important, it really is. It's that last piece that just gives it that really nice finish. Anything I can do to make it easy when I come to do that finish at the end, that's what I'm looking for. So right in at the roots. Shouldn't be pulling too much, just enough so you can just get some tension on it. Some people really do pull hard when they do this, and you think, you see their heads go like that, and it's quite unbelievable really. Okay, so choose your brush on this part. It's literally left to right, central, just gives it a bit more. You see that kink in there. Again, when we put these style plates on in a minute, you'll really sort of see that working well, how it will just really smooth everything out nicely. Okay, so now we've got the brush working. And again, if you put conditioner on and leave it on for a good 10-20 minutes once a week, wrap a towel around your head when you've got colour on your hair, it really just sort of helps a bit and helps you sort of put the brush through it easier when it starts to snag. That's it.
That's what I need.
That's your call to action when you leave today. I tell everybody more. Okay, you can really see now, this is like a truck and trailer motion. The brush is the truck, the dry is the trailer. I don't want to go shopping with my wife. Use the truck on the trailer, follow her around with the basket. That's it, truck and trailer. Very American. But it works, the principle of what it's all about. It'd be like you walking around and Scott follows you with the pushchair, truck and trailer. That's it. Okay, so there's the first part. Now we're going to go with a diagonal back section. So we're going to just bring that through, slightly diagonal back. Designed by Vidal Sassoon in the 60s. The idea is it'll give us a bit of body off the roots and also gives a nice shape on the front. I just need to make sure I've got enough space for my arm. So what's going to happen here now is you put the brush in, dry in. Now this is the important part of the blow dry. Bring it round towards the face. Put the brush in at an angle. Let it cool for a few seconds. Take it off. It starts to show the shape of what we did. A lot of people blow dry this straight when they do it. So when I say straight, just pulling it straight this way, you won't see the full potential of the cut. If you really want to see that magazine style, this is the best way of doing it. So just put the brush in on the roots, lift it slightly. The sectioning pattern, because it follows the shape of the skull, will do it for you as well. We're doing two things in one.
Right.
Two in one. I went to Los Angeles in 2009. I'd already blow dry. I was doing horizontal sections then. So I bought myself into a blow drying class and I taught me this and stayed with me ever since. So, you know, every day is a school day. It's American, that isn't it? Every day is a school day.
Yeah.
You can really see now, lifting it slightly, just to make it easy when we put the section over later. Just put a little bit more body in it, just lift it up. You can really see the shine on this. You should be getting that on the video now. You can really see that 21 miracle lotion working on this. It feels like glass as you blow dry on it. It's really nice. You can really sort of see that, or if the down south will say glass, it feels like glass. It's all good. So you can see the colours really starting to show itself now as well. So hold it down the front, let it dry. You can really see that turn coming in as well. Really starting to show itself. Nice little shake of the head there. Always good when we get to, yeah, that's it. That's it. It's always true, it's important. You use a lot of, in this job, you use a lot of sort of psychology when you're doing hair as well. You're like reading an audience, when
Right.
you're singing, you know, you're watching the feet tapping and all that sort of thing. You're watching the eyes, you're watching what people are looking at. It's really important. So people don't believe that in hairdressing, but you do use a lot of psychology and a lot of people skill as well. Hell of a lot of people skill. Because you have to adapt your personality to each person. So 14 times a day I'll change the way I speak to somebody because not everybody's going to speak the same. So it's important. People could be sharing a problem we've got, not just a hair related problem but also a problem with the family. It's interesting. Okay. Come on round this side, my little friend. Thank you, Dad. What want to do without him? It's all good. It's quite funny, I used to be carrying the speakers for Dad when I was younger. A bit like child slave labour, you know. It was, that's what I used to do, I was a DJ. You know, doing right after me, it's quite funny. Or working with, I should say.
Yeah.
It's really good. It really is. So you can see now, this side, obviously the great thing about the brush is it just really controls the hair. You're working with it. When I put the razor into this later, you'll really start to see what it will do and the benefits, how it will work in harmony with the cut. I think when you give it some swish when you go on stage, it'll be really cool. It'll really move. You see it change already. Both in colour and cut. It's really nice. I hopefully you think that later. You'll be the judge.
The colour, yeah.
It is like magic. I always think, like I say, you are working in a journey with this, and you know, everybody's being taken on the journey. All the people watching around the world. It's incredible to be able to sort of see that as it all comes together. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, everybody's sharing it. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Thank you. I always say that when I'm teaching. It's really important. You can really see now we're working on those kinks as we're coming through the hair. Just to make sure everything just sits nice. We don't really want to miss anything out on this. The better you do the blow dry with the brush, the easier it will be with the hot plate when it goes on. Because again, a lot of people tend to say to me, oh, I won't bother sort of blow drying really well with a brush. Well, that actually is incorrect, because if a guest turned around to you and said, I don't really want the straighteners on my hair today, you've got to be able to blow dry that good with a brush, but you can actually make it look perfect with a brush. So it's really important to think about brush position, you know, what it's doing with the hair, how it's making it come together. So we were taught it all comes from the brush and the angle of the brush and everything else. So you have to just think about that, really important. Again, the brush is doing all the work. I mean, obviously in a minute, when I put the plates on, it all really comes together and you'll see it all change. As it all changes shape and gives it that look. Okay, now back to the side again. Into quadrant 4. I'm going to go with the diagonal back section, slightly. This side at the moment now. Anything but the knee. Okay. Here we go. So now we come round towards the face. Put it on a nice old leg pull. You really see that change. Okay. You probably picked that up there. You probably knew that already, but again, some people don't know that, and they just ask you what do you do, how do I do it. It just works really well. Just have to work with the hair, but you can really see those gold toning. Okay, so again, keep it divided nicely. There it is. You can really see now, working in on the roots, really going right in there. A little bit brightening to work the hair now, just bring it round, let it cool off as we do it, keep the tension on it, just comes through. Okay, both sides are starting to look the same, which is good. Always nice feeling that one. Okay, now just lifting it slightly. If you wanted more body, you draw it towards the front, then draw it back. And it'll give you even more body, but obviously we've got a nice little trick up our sleeves in a minute. Pull out, Hairdressers always like to use tricks. Something that a guest can use at home. So now, you can see I'm working every section. I'm coming through towards the face. You can really see the shine coming. You don't want to sleep on this tonight.
No.
You have to sleep upright. You have to say to stop. Like John Travolta out of Saturday Night Fever. Don't touch the hair. It'll be fine tomorrow. Just got a brush through it. It'll be fine. Not too spot on. Again, it's all about the preparation. If you like painting a wall or something, you've got to be able to prep right. If you want to see it, put it right. Push everything through here. Make sure you miss anything. So now we're going to go through the sides again. Got it cold, turn it round. Again, you'll see some of this weight removal come off here later. It'll be really good, it'll just change everything. Last few pieces now, just bring around this way. Right, so now, if you've got a difficult piece, just put the brush over the top. Try not to drop it. At least you know it's a live show in that respect. It's like Magic Soccer Mike. We're on the mic with Mike. Okay, there we go. So now you can sort of see you've got that straight, and that's just a nice little technique of just pulling that out. It works really well. And that's a really good thing. You've got to be able to know all these little tricks and tips of being able to work with it. Just get that front part a little bit more round. The benefit of everybody at home. So hold it as you're turning it. You can really see that turn. Okay. Right, let's get the next tool that we're going to use this evening. That's better. I can hear myself talking now. Right, so the next product we're going to use is Muck Wild Style Stick. Now the amazing thing about this is it's not just like a normal sort of stick, it's actually got red lights in it. Now these red lights, you can see, contain ions. What happens is any hair that's frizzy, static, got a lot of energy in there, you take the positive and turn it into negative, and that's what it does basically. Quite nice, just something different. So it puts conditioner into hair. One of the good things about the way this has been designed is that these are so smooth in comparison to other competitors' style sticks, that you can actually just not feel them pulling on the hair at all. You'll feel this in the hair, it just doesn't even pull. So smooth. Or Smoth, as Big Mate puts on there on predictive text, it doesn't come out smooth, it says Smoth. So it's quite funny. Okay, so set it up. On it goes. How smooth is that? Does that feel smooth? There you go, it's not pulling, is it? It's all good. So we're currently using at the moment about 230 degrees of heat, which there's enough product on here now to protect it. The 20-in-1 really comes into play on this now because it will protect the hair. You'll see it smoke a bit, that's the product. Something to worry about. But again, one smooth move and you just get a real nice finish on there. You can really start to see that finish coming in now. Seals the ends in, makes it really, really nice. Just make sure I switch it off. There you go, let's get it switched off. I switched it off. How funny is that? Just cut the switch. Oh, that's what's happened when it's live. You can switch your mark off. Okay, so now just working it on the ends. You can really see the colour start to pop as well now. It just starts to come together. Okay, just make sure you got everything. That's it. Now the nice thing with this is we'll make it smooth to begin with. Hello darling, hope you're okay. I'm really looking forward to my pasta dinner tonight. I hope you're okay. Had a great day. Becca will say hello to you.
Hello. Sorry to keep him here late. He'll be home soon.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Love you very much, but as you know I like doing my job. I will see you later. So now we're just going to go through this part. They're making sure everything's really smooth, Smoth. see now as I do this, it just keeps everything in check as we're going through. And again, that's what it's all about, just keeping everything in harmony with the cut. Give everybody a little wave, Dad, through the mirror.
Sure.
Put the mirror up, put the camera on the mirror so you can give everybody a wave, because you're not waved to everybody through the mirror yet. You know what I'm saying? No, as in you wave it, you wave through the mirror. You wave through the mirror, I said. There you go, that's it. Give it a little wave, that's it. You'll love it. You'll like to see him, it's nice. Get some of his friends on as well.
That's your cameraman.
Oh, that's right. It's all right, hiding away.
Important part.
Oh, that's right. You can't sort of film yourself, can you? You can't hold a selfie stick up while you're doing this.
No.
It's quite interesting, really. If you were doing that, it'd be fascinating, wouldn't it? This is what I say. Okay, so now we're going through the next part. Who else has joined us? Anybody else? Sort of like names on there. Who else is on there with us? Give us some.
Sammy J. Watch.
Sammy J. Flock. Nice to see you on there. It's one of your friends, no doubt.
Yeah.
Give her a little wave.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you with us tonight. It's all good. Okay, Dad, we'll put you up on the stairs in a second. Who else has joined us tonight?
Oh, Rachel Warner.
Becca Warner. Rachel Warner.
Yeah.
She's the model from the other week. Hi, Rachel. Nice to see you. You've been very popular with the American art team. They really like your photo, to say the least. So, well done there, you. Model 48.
Tommy Rayner.
Kelly Rayner. Nice to see you, Kelly. Hope you're okay. Tammy Rayner. I'll have to, can I borrow your hearing aid? Is that right?
Yeah,
Can you pass me
yeah,
that
you
hearing
can
aid? Tammy, nice to see you. Pammy Tar, as I know from school. Good to see you on there. Right, now this part will come around towards the face. So we're just going to let you just bring it round. And then that just gives us that real nice swing as it comes round. Again, really important because, as I said earlier on with the brush, bring it round towards the face. The only way you can do this is with a comb, because you've got to get that turn. And then as you turn it light, you can see just there as it just turns in and gives you that sweeping shape of what you've done with the razor. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's all there, the mirror doesn't lie to you, so if it's not cut right, you'll see it. Again, the diagonal back section, you can see that on there. That's working in harmony now with what we're doing. So we'll use, like I said, we'll use a blade in a minute. We'll go through it and take a little bit more out and weight.
So glad I had some length off it.
This works nice, it's incredible, it's really complimentary as well. Good. Steady on there, steady on. He tripped himself over. It's not that lace, is it?
No, it's not
black
right.
lace,
It's
is
not
it?
right. Billy J. Bowen.
Nice to see you on there tonight, hope you're okay.
Sarah White.
Sarah White, hope you're okay. Sarah, hope you had a good time in Prague. And Nidge is okay. So you can really see these straighteners are now working up. They're not really pulling at all. You can just sort of see that as I'm working through. This is a great way to showcase it as well. So I'm really going to just turn this now just a bit more, bring it round.
Yeah.
So you can just see that onto the face. It really, really turns it nicely and just gets that real finish. So just bring it around, sort of see what we're doing. So that's nice. So we can really see the cut, where we're going with it. Again, this will need cleaning up in a minute. My haircut's that perfect that you can just sort of say from cutting wet it's perfect. So sometimes it moves, you need to work on it. That's what we're going to do in a minute. We're going to go through a little bit more of the dry relationship of the haircut. And you'll see a little bit more work on there. Okay, turning it just slightly. Again, it's really important. You can just sort of see that just turning in, giving us a really nice shape on it. Look how you're nodding. You can't see it now, but you can imagine it.
I can feel it. I can feel it shaping
You
the
can
face.
feel it, you can feel it. That's good. That's the important thing, as long as you can feel it. Okay, so now we're going to go back around this side to this quadrant, okay? It's all good. Told you I'll make it look nice, don't worry. It's all good. If it was like cut off to the ear, you'd be like, where is it, where is it?
Lovely.
Right, so now, just working through the layer again. Making sure everything lies nice and smooth, just to make sure everything just sits perfect. Again, we'll be taking the razor through this to blend the colour in later, and that will then just make sure everything sits nice. Again, we've got a little bit more kink to work with here, so you just have to just make sure you dissect the sections carefully when you do it, not take too much. Let me just move it this way and you can see better. Just think where the position of the camera is. We used to go on stage in the past when we used to travel the world, and you always working with cameraman, so you sort of get used to it, where they're standing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've worked with camera people before when you're on stage singing, and when you're sort of aware that all they've got is an arm when you sort of...
I'm only drunk with people trying to take photos.
That's it. It's all good.
Nothing professional.
You have to work with the camera, it's really important. It's one they say to you, work with me, work with me. That's it, it's all good. The audience sees everything, so too does the mirror. So it's all very, very important. Okay, so now we can see everything coming through slowly. Just make sure those ends are nicely smoothed down so it's all smooth. That's it. Okay, so now we're coming through. Very slowly working our way up in this quadrant, and then we go through to the front section, but you don't want to sing to us, let's try it.
Yeah.
It's good mix,
It's good, isn't
different
it?
mix, isn't it? That's why I'm picking this up. Matthew Sidwell likes this album I play. It's always something different. Has Nick McCaffrey come on yet, Dad?
No. Not seen him.
How about Grace and Cora? Because I know how to pronounce Cora's name properly now.
No, I don't think so.
She's on with Big Mate watching tonight. Lynn Marie Atkinson.
They were on earlier.
They were on earlier.
Yeah, not at the beginning.
They were on at the beginning. But they're watching still now. They're on monkey mode with two different phones. Without with synchronisation, with sound and picture.
We lost them halfway down the same section.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, well, when it went wrong.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, that's right. When it went wrong, that's right, I don't talk about that. I was going to want it to go wrong again. We needed to go all the way through, it's good. We had those kind of mistakes when we first used to start. It used to cut out as an old man. Do about five goes at it as an old man. Oh, it was an old man. Just used to cut out. Nobody would say, where is it? Where has Scott gone? It's unrepeatable what I was saying in here. But, yeah.
Katie Granger.
Katie Granger! Woo! Yes, I cannot say it on film, but I do love you. Katie Granger. Great party. I'm pleased you love Superbad. They were brilliant. And yeah, your DJ was good as well, James Carpenter. What a great night. And you even forced me into dancing, as you know I'm really shy and I don't like dancing.
Oh,
But
really
thank you very
sure,
much.
that's a lot.
That's it. It was Katie's fault. I wanted to stand in the side and be quiet. Listen to my dad revving up there. It's funny. Okay.
Cat Breen.
Cat Breen! Nice to see you, Cat.
Beam.
So hello, Cat Beam.
Hello, Cat. How's the baby? All having babies.
Everybody's having babies, literally. That's it. That's nice. Hi, Cat. Hope you're okay.
Arthur Mason.
Arthur Mason. Woo, the legend, the Iron Man of Hinckley himself. Good to see you on there tonight. Hope Lynn's well as well. Looking forward to running the marathon with you, but you'll be long gone before I even get over the start line. Maybe probably over the finish line. Well, it's fast runner, real fast. It really is. Arthur Mason. Really amazing. He's taught me too much, so real gifted individual there. He's run the marathon about 8 times.
Really?
So he's running this year.
I'm training hard.
We all are. We're all training hard. The difference is he's at a different level to where I am. He's like way up there with the elite people. But it's everybody's race. It's everybody's way they own it. Take ownership of it. Okay, turn the blade slightly. You can see now as you turn the stick, it really just starts giving that shape again. So again, we really want to see this shape as we're building it up. So when I come to do the finish at the end, I don't want to make it hard for myself. I really want to sort of see this working. So I know what I'm putting into it later in terms of any more cutting, any more softening, just to make it all sit beautifully to make it finish, which is what it's all about. So we've roughly got about another sort of 10, 11 minutes before we finish. Those of you that have been watching EastEnders, no doubt you've enjoyed watching that. And those of you that have been watching Coronation Street, if it's on tonight, you've enjoyed watching the soaps. This day and age, real drama. You get to see the real thing.
You watch then?
I don't have time to watch it. I'm working. Anything I watch is Death in Paradise or Midsummer's Murders. Until I'm getting older now.
I think they're all dead in
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
Oh, yeah, push it on in 5 minutes, about 6
Someone's dead. That's right. Correct. It is. It's quite interesting. It really is. So now we're working towards the front of this tree. It's a good point. Not even left. Says you won't be watching that because you're too young to be watching that kind of program.
Oh no.
I was watching that. Yeah, you're too young. You're my younger brother. That's it, of course. Okay, so you can really see the plate as it's working now, just to get that turn, really sort of see it coming in. Get a little bit of body in there as well, so you can see that little bit of body as it's working, so it's nice just to do that finish, which is good. Again, this looks like high gloss.
One of your friends on here, Melanie Watts.
Oh yes,
There you go, say hello.
Melanie Watts.
She says, oh,
I know Melanie
watching
Watts.
you and Scott, didn't know he was your hairdresser.
Well,
No,
tonight,
he is tonight.
tonight, there you go. One night only. It's like doing a gig. One night only. There you go. Nice to see you, Melanie. Hope you're okay. Hope the family's well as well. It's all good. She's a hairdresser as well.
Yes,
It's a
old
small-
family friend. Small world, isn't
It's a
it?
small world, it is. It is such a
Small
small
world.
world. My mum used to teach years ago. She used to be the teacher at private school. Just down the road. Oh. Okay, so just going through now, making sure I've not missed
Scott
anything.
watches the Antiques Roadshow.
Who's put that on? Glenda?
No, Chris Lord.
That's right, I do like it. No, it's actually the Antiques Road Trip or something, I think it is. My wife's got me into that now. I like that, it's good. It's quite interesting, an informative programme. So, we're going to go
Your
back
mum
through
loves
the
to
cook.
cook.
That's nice. Your mum
Who?
likes to cook.
Your mum.
Mama.
That's nice. Is your mum on now? Hello, Mum. Nice to see you on there. Let's just give a little wave.
Hello, in España.
Is she in Spanish yet?
She is.
Excellent.
She is.
Nice. That's that Buenos
I
Noches.
might just have to book a flight to show what it looks like.
Is it Buenos Noches?
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. That's it. Good to see you with us tonight. What's your mum's name?
Wendy.
Good evening, Wendy.
It
Nice
might
to
be
see
my dad, Richard, using her Facebook.
Oh, there you go, you say. Whoever's watching tonight. Right, so we're now going to go through the cut again. So you need to just sit slightly forward if you can, because I've got to reach you because it's still long. Right, so you stay there if you can. Right, so we're going to re-go through everything again now. So we need to revisit all the cuts. So we're going to go through the line first. Make sure that's all level. Then we're going to blend all this in a minute. So I've just got to go through the cut, make sure everything's all there. So it's all working in harmony with what's going on. Just take that through, just so everything's all there. That's it. Just get everything
Harvey
level.
Smith.
Harvey Smith. Great to see you, Harvey. Hope you're okay. All the way from just near to New York City. Tell us where you are again. I can't remember if you're in New Jersey, but hope you're okay. And Julia Gooley's all right, and all the family. Sit yourself back. We need to talk soon. I'm going to come out to New York. Hope for next year get a chance to come see you. You know, meet Mrs. Bailey. Right, now we're going to go through the sides. So we're just going to just make sure we've missed anywhere.
Start spreading the news.
That's it, you've got it. So I'm just going to let you just come through this. Just point off the edges that are just poking out. Just make sure that's all there. So we're going to go through this way first. You can use this technique as well if you want. You can, it's like a fanning technique. So you can just literally, the more the degree of cut you do.
Pennsylvania, Scott.
Pennsylvania, I knew you were there, that's it. Thanks for that. I needed to know.
Pennsylvania 650.
Oh. That's it. Very good. That's the one. This is what happens when you're influenced by a singer that's sitting in your chair, you see. Now that we can sing, we won't do any more singing because we leave it to the pros. This is it.
Harvey says it would be great to see you.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see you as well, my friend. It's been too long. It really has. Top chef. Top chef. Okay, so now I'm just...
How long you been out there now, Harvey?
I can't remember what it is.
Employing, mate.
Is it? I can't remember if it's 15 years. It's something like
Must
that.
be fair well now.
It is, yeah. It's something like that.
Remember doing the disco, Scott?
Oh god, yeah. That's the one. Right, you can see this technique now. It's called the stroking technique. All it does now is just make sure I don't miss anything. So I'm literally just pulling it out, and all I'm doing is just...
15 years.
Yeah, that was a good guess, wasn't it?
You're
How about
right,
that? I was
yeah.
right. How about that?
Good God.
Hey, that's got a good run of that tonight. Multitasking as well. Right, so just make sure everything's there, not missed
Did you
anything.
get married Easter son?
Yeah, somewhere around Easter,
Easter.
that's what I did,
There were
yeah.
two girls there, I could hear the teeth chattering in the jail.
Could you? There you go.
It was that cold. It was a cold day, I
There you go.
remember.
That's it. It's all good. It's It's all good. There you go. I remember it only so well myself. It's really good. Amazing how quick it goes time, but just proves to you just how quick time does go. Okay, have a quick glimpse. There's side one. Let's go around to side two. That's it. Right, now we're just lift out what we were doing earlier. So just pull out now. Soften in. First of all, just need to make sure I haven't missed anything. So really, really important. Okay, so you can really see what we're doing with this now. I mean, against the black on the gown, you can really sort of see it. You know, if it was not cut right, you'd see it immediately now. So the razor has really done a beautiful job. This really just cleans it up. It's like a fine finish afterwards, just to make sure that everything was
Yes, as you're celebrating 20 years this year.
20 years?
Yeah.
Where's that gone?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
unbelievable. That is 20 years. Where's that gone?
Yeah, tell me, where's that gone? That's your life, mate. It's gone.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. That means I was 25 then, when you met.
That means I was 20.
You were, because you're the younger brother. That's correct. That's right. You know, never been hairdressing could be this much fun, doesn't it? It is, it's a good laugh. I mean, it's a good way to showcase that. The hairdressing is fun. Right, so now we're just flicking through. Bring the camera on here, Dad. Just over the top. There you go, if you can, please. Stage left, right, whatever. That's it. There you go, you can really see it now. Should get a good angle. So, keeping this quite level.
Oh, thanks a lot, Harvey. That's good.
What's he
Nice to
saying?
know.
What did he say?
Because I haven't changed.
Oh, that's nice. Well done. Harvey, you're funny, you are. You never change.
Have you picked the American accent up yet?
I should imagine he
Are you
has.
still very English or what?
It's been a real comedian tonight, isn't it, with that? So you can see now by doing this as it drops, you can really sort of see that. The discipline again is just to make sure you go to the second knuckle, because again you don't want to be taking too much off or cutting yourself as you're doing it. Okay, so.
No, mate.
No mate, I love it. That's real Leicester, that is, no mate. Okay, so there's the both sides. Now we're going to go through this part now. So we're just going to bring this up. Start the process. Let's lift it out. I need to just blend some of this colour, so I just need to just soften a bit of this off. I'm going to use a razor in a minute just to go through it again. So I'm just going to pull it out.
What are you doing, follow your laces?
I did. How did you guess it? I've got no laces. These are Philip James tonight. If he's watching, these are nice Philip James shoes without the laces. That's it. You trip over your shoes. It's hilarious though. It's fun. Well done, Dan. Very good. I like it. So you can actually see the cut of the layout. You can see how sort of precise it is on this part. And I'm just shattering that line a bit more now. It's always good. I mean, if you cut a layer right, you can really see it. As opposed to looking like a tachograph. Because if it was looking like a tachograph, you can sort of see a layer there.
Wow.
That's what I mean. It's nice for you to see that. At least you can see it's been cut right. At this point, that's what I say. It's always good when you can be reassured. Like, you can see some of it, and it's a nightmare. Okay, so all this is doing now is just making the colour blend a little bit better, because we've obviously got a few different colours in the back. I need to just make sure this is faded up really good. Right, now we're going to go into it with a razor blade again. So what we need to do now is we're going to be using a razor now. So we're going to be using this carving comb. I like this tool, it's really cool. So I like it because you've got a 50% removal cutting edge. So it's like a pair of scissors. That's a 25% removal, which is basically like a pair of thinning scissors. So what we're going to do now is literally go into the hair to begin with. Now what we'll do is generally subdivide it. What we're going to do is just go straight into it now. We're just going to put this on at an angle. Now the more we put it on towards the hair, it will tear it. We need to go right on at an angle and just elevate it slightly. Elevation is really important. You shouldn't even feel that as it's going through. And all I'm doing now is just blending it. So I'm just going to blend these colours in now. The more you press down, the more you take off. We're obviously taking a little amount out. You can see it as I'm doing it. But what I'm doing now is I'm blending the colour in. So you can really see that colour blend. So this is why I say also we're taking a bit of weight out while we're doing it as well. You can do this wet or dry. On this purpose of doing this cut, I really wanted to showcase it. So I could really show you how I'm taking the weight out and also how I could blend the colour through. So I just thought dry is better. You can actually really see what you're doing. So you get a real accurate look of it while it's been happening. You can see now there's a bit of weight in there. Just lift it up slowly. take a bit more of that out. Again, the elevation just helps you just to promote the leanness of the cut. Very American there for you, Harvey. That is lean, a nice lean cut. So again, all it's doing is just removing any excess weight that needs to come out of this. But you never had this before, have you?
No.
Yeah, you say. It still looks nice, it's still got a length, it just looks real smooth. Everything just looks smooth, it's just there. Alright, see the shine. You're in good hands. That's what it's all about, nice reassuring bit there. Don't worry, you're in good hands. It's all good, it's all good. It's been a nice little challenge tonight, so I do like a challenge, it's good. Especially on somebody that I've never cut their hair before, as well, which is even nicer.
Yeah, I didn't know what my hair was like.
Well, you have to learn it. That's one of the things about hairdresser. You're learning as you're doing it because you're learning the person's hair. So it's really quite nice when you can do that. Okay, so now you can see you can individually pick pieces out with your finger if you wanted to.
Sally Clark.
Sally Clark, nice to see you on there tonight with us.
Darren
Darren Winter. Good to see you, Darren. Thanks for your encouragement. I hope the cycling's going well. I'll be into cycling next year, so I shall be asking you for some tips on that.
Mary Goldsmith.
Mary Goldsmith, nice to see you. I hope you're okay, sweetheart. Keep us informed how you're getting on with your marathon running. We're going for 18 miles at the weekend, and then we've got the Ashby 20 the week after, which will be, of course, the 20 miler. So we've only got a small amount of time now to get 20 miles in. It's got to be in before the end of March. So then you start to taper down. Otherwise, if you don't, well, you kill yourself doing it. Because you have to try and get to 20. Okay. It's fine, it's right. To just keep going. It's fine, it's okay. Come on, it's fine, it's okay. Okay, so as we're now coming towards the end of the haircut, just to make sure everything's all going right, you can really see that colour's blending nicely now. Just changes the whole thing. When you see this, I'll put it together, you'll be amazed when you see it. Right, so now we're just going to go around the side. Just take a little bit more out of here, so I just need a little bit more weight removal out of this. Just go through there. Just to make sure you get your money's worth. It's really simple. Okay, so now we can just see a little bit more. Okay, there's one side. Just makes it really nice and lean. Okay, so now we're going to put around this side so it tends to get a lot of thickness through this part here. So it's really, really good. So I don't want to take too much out, but just enough. Let's just move on this one so we can get the on there. And again, it's just the elevation, just to make it right. Okay, and again, just up in the air, just slightly. And again, if you're using it right, you won't backcomb the hair, it will just cut it nicely. Like I say, this area here is where you tend to congregate a bit of weight, so as long as you elevate it up, you can really do that. Some of you will probably be sitting there now watching and thinking, I would never do that to a customer. Well, you may never do it, but the thing is, if you don't try it, you'll never know. And the thing is, you can see what I'm doing with the hair. It's still maintaining length, but it's just reducing the bulk and just bringing it in a bit more leaner. It just looks really, really just smooth, smooth. Everything just works in harmony. So you've just not got to be frightened of what you're doing with it. Okay, so we've now literally come to the end of the haircut, and it's now just a question of just doing a nice little finish at the very end. So we're now going to go with a side parting. Now the idea of this is to put a little bit more lift through the top. So we spoke about this earlier. A nice quick trick. So blow dry in the middle parting, put a side parting in there, push the side parting over to the middle parting, and instantly give it a little bit of a touch with the fingers, and there is a voila, a lot of lift instantly.
Wow.
A lot of people say to me, I like it, I lift on the top. That's the quickest way of getting it, because if you were to blow dry with a brush, yes, okay, you could do it, but you would not get it as quick as that. And then just use the brush, so the comb, just to give that a little bit of lift. And then when you do down this spray, that's absolutely right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just use some spray. Again, the important part is just to see that little bit of lift under there, because that's, again, really, really important. Right, let's bring in another product. We'll use the Muck Hair Lacquer. So we're going to bring in now, so we're just going to really just protect what we've done. And again, you can just use your fingers on it. Now, what I'm going to do at this point is, for the purpose of the photography, so you can see that later, I'm just going to just put some hot muck serum on to finish off with, and then I'll do another finish later. So, we're going to use the last product now, hot muck serum, which again is nice to protect everything that's happened. Again, we've seen a lot of changes with this hair tonight, so it just makes a big difference, just to sort of see the changes. We'll go back through everything again in a minute. So just put this on nicely. Again, the colour's revitalised, you can really sort of see it now. All the layers in there, totally different. Looks like a different head of hair. It does. You shouldn't sit there and look at, I'm scared. Don't worry, I'm scared too. Everybody's scared. That's it, everybody's fine. It's like, no, it's good. I mean, obviously the products work in harmony with what we've done, so really, really important. Okay, let's remove the gown, but I need to move this chair though. Because it is like a magic shape. So, let's just remove the gown a minute. So, see on the layers there, it all just comes through. Should be getting that really quite nice. You can tell I'm getting excited about it because the colours all, see it all just come through, it all just blends perfect. So, if you'd like to come and stand over here, just give us a nice slow twirl. Really, really slow. Somebody can have a good look. That's it. Okay, so. Yeah, that's it, I love it. That's what it's all about. So, thank you so much for letting me cook this tonight. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it?
I've absolutely loved it. So, let's start at the beginning where it all started. Just turn around so I can see the back of your head. That's it, side. That's it. So it started with a slightly angled layer, so angled baseline through the back. Then we went into a C-shaped layer through the sides. We started just below the cheekbone, coming through towards the front, which then preserves, which you can see, the layer on the face and gives that real nice sharp sweep through there. We then went into the layers, which were cut at 6 o'clock, moving through to 8 o'clock, which is the mastoid process, or the corner of the shoulder blade. We then brought all the sections into that, which then met in the middle part of where we were working on the mastoid process. We then went through from the apex to the upper occipital bone, which then gave us that layer to come through, which then gave us a slightly shorter layer over the top, which then obviously we're working up slowly to give us then more release. So you can see, just touch it now, see just how much it lifts just from touching it. So it's all purely on weight distribution. We then worked on the sides, we worked on the parietal ridge, which was the discipline. We then went with a square layer through the top, and then worked with a rounded layer, which what that did for us was one of two things. Number one, it gave us the lift on the top, which again, if I just touch that, you just see how it just lifts on its own and gives us that body through the top. Wait to see the video on this. So you can see that just pushes it up instantly just by touching it, and again gives us this nice body through the top. And then it's the bottom part that's the most important part. You get that curve, like the heart shape through the bottom, which then finishes it off. We then went back into the cut. We came through and did the line in the back. We then went through the layers with a bit of point cutting through the front, but the crescendo of this was the razor cut, which then, if you remember seeing on the video, you can see there's a lot of different lines of colour, which you can now see everything's in there, faded nicely. If I give it a nice little shake off, you can really sort of see how everything just blends nicely through. You can see how the colour blends, and that's what the important thing is, how it all works in harmony. I'll turn around and face towards us, this is perfect. Again, to finish off and give us a nice little bit of lift, we did a side parting, forcing against the middle parting, which you can see gives you instant body through there, and that was really, really quite different. Products. To begin with, we used the Blonde Muck, which was the blonde toning shampoo, and the Minute Blonde treatment conditioner, sorry. I don't know what I mean, treatment, it's all treatment. We then went in with the cutting lotion, which was my favourite, which is Fat Muck Blowout Mousse, which again is good for a cutting lotion. If you've never used that before, I recommend you use it, a mousse. We then used Fat Muck Volumising Spray, which then kept the hair moist while I was cutting it, but also put some panthenol in, which really thickened it up. Panthenol basically is, there's a strand of hair, the panthenol attaches itself around the outer part of the hair shaft, which then fattens it up, so when you blow dry it gives you more body. We then used 20-in-1 Miracle Lotion, which basically has 20 uses, which gave us shine, movement and everything else we needed to finish off with. We then came in with the hair lacquer, which again supported and finished off the top part of the blow dry, and we then came in with a final product, which was hot muck serum, which of course locked everything in and gave us the shine. I'm sure you'll agree. Wow, it does look really cool. Rebecca's hair looks great tonight. Thank you so much to Muck, our sponsors. Mark, you've got a great product. Again, you really did see the product work tonight. The stick, how the you can see how the stick works in harmony with the cut. Again, if you'd like me to visit your salon, or you to come and visit our salon to have your hair cut in here or teaching, visit Scott Bailey Cutting Education on Facebook. I'll be only too pleased to answer questions. I'm sure there's lots of questions tonight. Big thanks to Dad also for filming, because of course I can't say good night to the cameraman there. There he is. On behalf of Vicky, Vicky's on there. Hi Vicky, nice to see you. On behalf of Rebecca and myself tonight, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, have a great evening. We'll be back hopefully next week with another model with more tricks and tips. We're going to go off now and do the photos. In the meantime, have a great evening. Thank you, good night, God bless, ciao. Woo! Take care.